Hi there guys, welcome back to the Patchwork Mystery CAL. You've got Sammy here from Hook One in Stitches, and today we're going to be completing the gorgeous Belle's Enchanted Garden square. This square has been a collaborative effort between the wonderful Marianne Hamill from Sunset Knots and the fabulous Desiree Crane from Tangerine Door Creations. They've both contributed a first and a second half to create this beautiful square, and I know you guys are going to love it. I'm going to be working with the 5mm hook that I've been working for the rest of the squares. 5.5, sorry. 5.5mm hook I've been using for the rest of the squares. You can use whatever colours you want. We love when you get creative. You will be changing colours every round for this square to get the maximum effect. There are a few colour suggestions that I'll mention just to get the effect of leaves for our beautiful garden. I won't be actually using green because this blanket's colour scheme for me is all pink and grey, but I'll be letting you know where they are anyway. Other than that, I think we should just get started. Let's go to first round. I've just done a chain of 6 slip stitch together to form a ring, and now I'm going to chain 3. That'll serve as my first double crochet. I'm going to pop another 13 into that ring for our first round. So including our starting chain of 3, we'll have 14 double crochet at the end of this round, finishing off with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the starting chain and finishing off with this yarn because we'll be using a second colour for round 2. I'll let you guys work those 14 double crochet. I'll meet you back here for the second round. The top of a double crochet from round 1. It doesn't matter which one. I like to stagger my starting points. That's just me. So slip stitching there, doing a chain 2. That'll serve as our first half double crochet, and then popping a second one into the same stitch. I'm going to continue working 2 half double crochet into each stitch all the way around. So at the end of this round, including our starting chain of 2, we will have 28 stitches. We're joining with a slip stitch into the 2nd loop of the starting chain. I'll let you guys work that row of half double crochet. I'll be finishing off at the end of this round to change colours, and I'll meet you back here for round 3. Okay guys, back for round 3. So I've joined with a slip stitch and done a chain of 4. Now that will serve as a treble crochet. I'm going to pop another 2 treble crochet into that same stitch. So with our starting chain, we've got 3 treble crochet in a stitch from the previous round. Chain 1 and pop 3 treble crochet into the next stitch. No, sorry, chain 1, skip a stitch, and then 3 treble crochet into the next. So we chain 1, we skip 1, 3 treble crochet. Three treble crochet, chain 1, skip 1, another 3. So you can see those trebles making little petals. At the end of this round, we will have 56 stitches, 14 petals. Slip stitching after our last chain 1 into the 4th loop of our starting chain, and I'll meet you back here for round 4. Okay, I finished up with round 3. On to round 4. I've joined with a slip stitch into a chain space between those sets of treble crochet. Done a chain 2, which will count as a half double crochet, and I'm going to add another 2 half double crochet into that same chain space, chain 2, and then 3 half double crochet into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 half double crochet into the next chain space. So we're just going to continue repeating that all the way around back to our starting chain, where we'll be joining with a slip stitch into the second loop and finishing off with this colour. We have one more round for part 1, which is part 1 has been designed by Marianne Hamill of Sunset Knots. I'll meet you back here for row 5. Right, on to round number 5. Now I've joined my new colour in with a single crochet into a chain 2 space. Anyone is fine, but joining in with a single crochet and then popping another 2 single crochet into the same chain space. I'm going to chain 3, 2, 3, and then work 3 single crochet into the next chain space. Chain 3, 3 single crochet into the next chain space. See how that goes around? So we're going to repeat that all the way back, finishing off with a chain of 3 and a slip stitch into our first single crochet, and that will be the end of round 5. Our next round, round 6, is the first round designed by Desiree Crane of Tangerine Door Creations. I'll meet you back here soon for round 6. Okay, on to round 6. Now I've attached my yarn into the middle single crochet from a set of 3 from row 5. I'm going to do a chain of 1. Doesn't count as a stitch. I'm going to single crochet into the same stitch. Then I'm going to skip 1 and pop 5 double crochet into the chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 double crochet into the chain space. I'm going to skip 1. And I'm going to single crochet into that middle stitch in that set of 3 single crochet from the previous row. From there, repeat again. Skip a stitch, 5 double crochet into the chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a stitch, single crochet into that middle stitch of that set of 3 from the previous round. So repeating that all the way around, ignoring the chain 1 at the start and doing a slip stitch into the first single crochet to finish off round 6. I'll see you back here for round 7. Okay guys, we're on to round 7. So I've attached my new colour into a single crochet and done a chain of 3, which will count as a double crochet. Then we have our repeat. So we chain 2, skip 2, single crochet into the middle double crochet of that set, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet. So you can see our pattern developing. Now this is around where Desiree likes to use green to make it look a little bit like flowers. But do what makes you happy, guys. From the single crochet, we chain 2, skip 2, double crochet. Now when we get to the end of this round, we started with a chain of 3, but then we did a chain of 2 from it. So when you're doing your slip stitch, you want to make sure that you slip stitch into the 3rd loop of that chain, so you've still got your chain 2 space and you've got the right height for your double crochet to sit up properly. Finish out that repeat. I'll meet you back here for round 8, where we're turning this circle into a square. See you soon. Okay guys, we're ready for round 8. So I've joined in my new colour and I've done a chain of 6. Now that chain of 6 is going to count as a treble crochet and a chain 2. I'm going to treble crochet into the same double crochet space that I started in. Now I'm going to be working into chain spaces. So 3 double crochet into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3. 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Then 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're in the middle of our first side with our first corner there, and we're going to start working our way out to the second corner. So 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet into the next. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're working into the top of the stitch, the next stitch, which is a single crochet. We're doing a treble crochet, a chain 2, and then a second treble crochet into the same stitch. So there are our first 2 corners and our first side. You're going to want to repeat that pattern all the way around. So if you go back 2 minutes 45 seconds, starting from the first set of 3 double crochet into the chain space. Finishing this row, we started, remember, with a chain of 6, which was a treble and a chain of 2. So we're going to want to slip stitch to join into the 4th loop of that chain. So we'll still have the chain 2 there, and it will sit the same height as the other treble crochet. At the end of this round, your square should measure 8 inches. I'll meet you back here for round 9, which is a leaves row, where Desiree recommends green for leaves. Okay, we finished round 8. Our circle is a square. Probably didn't point out clearly enough, some of our corner trebles are in double crochet and some are in single. Not noticeable, just in case there was any confusion. Now this row has got leaves in it, so Desiree is using a green, I'm using my grey. I've joined with a slip stitch into a corner chain space and done a chain of 2. Now the treble crochet behind the chain space, so before it, one on the right hand side, we're going to work 6 double crochet around the post. So going around the post of that treble crochet with 6 double crochet. 2, easier to see if I make sure I'm on camera. 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now just before we move on, I want to show you that placement again. So we joined into the chain space, and then we've worked our stitches around the treble crochet on the right hand side of the corner. So we've joined in here and worked around this, the post of this stitch with 6 double crochet. So now we're down near our corner. We're going to slip stitch around the corner post of round 7. So we're on 9 at the moment. Previous row was 8, and with my starting point, the corner post from round 7 is a double crochet. I'm going to slip stitch around the post of that stitch. I'm going to rotate my work so that the next treble crochet stitch is closest to me, and we're going to work 6 double crochet back up that stitch. So once again, working around the post. So I kind of fold my work, but you're going in and out and working those double crochet around the post of the stitch. So once again, we're doing 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we nearly finished our first leaf. Now to finish off, we close our leaf by joining with a single crochet into the beginning chain 2. With a single crochet. I'm just going to turn that over so you can see that beautiful leaf sitting in the corner there, closed up. We rotate back around so that the right side of our work is facing us, and we're ready to work down the side closest to the side of the leaf that we've just finished. We're going to single crochet into the next 22 stitches, making sure to pop a stitch into the top of the treble crochet we were working around. So that can be a little bit tricky to see because we've worked around the post of it. So just push that leaf down, get that first single crochet in there, and then work 1 into each stitch down your side. You'll have 22 single crochet before you hit your next corner where you'll be creating another leaf. So single crochet down the sides, leaves in the corner. With your single crochet, you're starting exactly as we did at the start of this section of the video with a chain 2. So if you go back 4.5 minutes, you'll be ready to see that leaf instruction again and work those repeats all the way around. I'll meet you back here for round 10 with a new colour. See you soon. Alright guys, we've got our 4 leaves, 1 in each corner, sitting beautifully. Now for round 11, we're going to start by finding the chain space behind our leaf. It's going to be a bit tricky. I'll just show you on the next one. So you've got your 2 single crochet on each side of your leaf, and that little bit there, that is your chain 2 behind it. So we're going to join in there, do a chain of 2, which will count as our first half double crochet. Then we'll do a second half double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more half double crochet into that same chain space for our corner. And we're simply working a half double crochet into the next 22 stitches from round 9. So a half double crochet into each and every one till we get to the corner, and then we're working those half double crochet around the chain 2 space from round 8. Now remembering we started with a chain 2 which counted as a stitch, so we'll be finishing by joining into the second loop of that starting chain. 26 half double crochet at the end of this round, and I will meet you back here for round 11. Okay, we're on to round 11. So I've attached my yarn into a corner chain space with a slip stitch and done a chain of 1, which we are counting as our first single crochet. I'm doing a second single crochet into that same chain space, chain 2, and 2 single crochet into the same chain space, and then we're going to pop a single crochet into each of the 26 stitches down the side. Keeping count so you know that you are on track and haven't missed a stitch. Now at the end of this round you'll have 30 single crochet on each side, repeating that single crochet all the way to the end with 2 single crochet, a chain 2, and another 2 single crochet into each corner chain space. Remembering when we finish the row that our chain 1 counted as our first single crochet, so we'll be joining with a slip stitch into the top of that chain 1. I'll meet you back here for round 12. Okay guys, back for round number 12. Now I've used some stitch markers to mark out some positions from round 9. So round 9 was the last round that green was the suggested colour, and I'll be working with green. This is another suggested green round, so I'll be working with my grey. Now I've marked out the 5th, the 11th and the 17th single crochet from those rounds, because we're going to be working around those stitches. So I'm attaching my yarn into any corner space with a slip stitch. Then I'm doing a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. I'm going to single crochet into the next 9 stitches, just making sure I don't miss my first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that brings us above our first stitch marker, doing those 9 single crochet. Now I'm going to treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet around the post of the stitch that I've marked. So going down across the top of my stitches, working a treble crochet, chain 1, and then working a second treble crochet around that same stitch. I'm skipping this stitch behind and I'm working a single crochet into the next, each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again I'm working a treble crochet around the stitch that I've marked from round 9. If you don't have stitch markers, you could always use a little piece of yarn, chain 1, and then a second treble crochet around that stitch, that same stitch from round 9. Skipping the stitch behind and working a single crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at our last marked stitch for the side, so going across my work and working around the post of that last stitch we marked from round 9. Chain 1 and working a second treble crochet around that same stitch. Skipping the one behind and working a single crochet into the last 8 stitches, which will take us to our corner. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Miscounted there. Corner, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. So we're repeating that on all 4 sides, joining with a slip stitch to our first single crochet. I'll let you guys finish round 12 and I'll meet you back here for round 13. Okay, we've finished round 12. We've got those beautiful treble post stitches sitting across the front of our work. I've joined in with a slip stitch into a corner chain space. And do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. I'm going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, hold on, doubled up there. 9, and the 10th is into our treble, top of our treble. Now we're going to go between the treble crochet through the skipped space, so the one that we didn't work into for the last one, and do a puff stitch. So for the purposes of this pattern, we're going to yarn over, go into that skipped stitch between our trebles and pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, 2, 4, 6, 7 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull it through to close the stitch, do a chain 1. Okay, from there we're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 5 stitches. 3, 4, 5 brings us to our next set of trebles where we'll be doing another puff stitch into that skip stitch. 1, 2, 3 gives us 7 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the 7, chain 1 to close the puff, single crochet into the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, hold on, gone into the wrong spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we do our puff into the skip stitch, between the treble crochet, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through 7, chain 1 to close, and we finish out the side by single crocheting into the next 9 stitches. That'll take us to our corner where we begin again with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, and working down the side. If you want to follow along with the video, go back about 2 minutes 25 seconds. Otherwise, I'll see you back here for round 14. Okay guys, I've attached my yarn with a slip stitch into the corner space to start round 14. I'm going to do a half double crochet into that chain space, chain 2, and another half double crochet. Now we're going to work our half double crochets down the side, but we're going to work them over round 13 and into the stitches of round 12. So, yeah, over 13. So going straight over those single crochet from the previous round. Going to do 11 of them, which will take us along to our puff stitch. So 11 half double crochet worked over the top of the single crochet from round 13 and into the stitches from round 12. Now we're going to pop a single crochet in the top of our puff stitch and work a half double crochet the exact same way for the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet into the top of our puff stitch. You can see the colour peeking through from those stitches we're working over in round 13, and our stitch going down into the same spot in row 12 that they were worked. Okay, half double crochet the same way into the next 5 stitches. 3, 4, and 5, and then single crochet into the top of the puff. Now we're going to continue working those half double crochet all the way to the end, so there'll be 10 half double crochet worked over row 13 into the stitches from row 12 to finish out our row, and that will take us to our next corner. We're repeating that around all 4 sides. If you want to follow along with the video, go back around 3 minutes 15 seconds. Otherwise, continue that pattern all the way back to your starting point, where you'll join with a slip stitch into the first half double crochet. You'll have 36 stitches on each side at the end of this round. I'll let you guys finish that off, and I will meet you back here for our final round, which is round 15. Alright, see you soon. Alright guys, our final round for this beautiful square, round 15. I have joined with a slip stitch into a corner chain space, doing a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Then I'm going to simply single crochet all the way along into the next 36 stitches, making sure I don't miss that stitch. It tends to hide in the corner. So single crochet in each and every stitch, the perfect way to finish this gorgeous square and have it all ready to join the rest. I hope you've enjoyed hooking up the Belle's Enchanted Garden Square as much as I have. A huge thank you once again to the amazing Marianne Hamill of Sunset Knots and Desiree Crane from Tangerine Doll Creation. You ladies are amazing. I love this square. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, happy hooking.